Ian and Landon, thank you very much. So Spain are into the round of 16 with their first World Cup knockout stage victory since 2010. And look at that bracket. They will face the winner of Portugal against Croatia, which is the next game we're going to bring you here live on Fox. Jules Breach here with Carly Lloyd, Javier Hernandez and Clarence Seedorf. A big win for Spain, 3-0 victory, a clean sheet again, Carly. Is this more like the Spain we've been waiting to see?
I think so. I mean, I don't think it's much of a surprise that they beat Austria, though Austria's been a great side this World Cup, fight till the end, gritty. But I think Spain was definitely more intentional with their movement, their passing. The game was more opened up for them, so it made it a bit easier to play. Cucurella out on that left-hand side, though, he was, I thought, phenomenal at just creating chances and crosses. But yeah, I think Spain, they've got all the pieces.
Yeah, what a World Cup Oyarzabal's having, Javier.
Oh my God, with this brace. And speaking about Cucurella, the 3 goals came from the left side. You know, with Cucurella with both assists, then Baena as well, the assist for Pedro Porro over there. But yeah, Oyarzabal, I mean, I was happy to speak about him before the game, and I mentioned that he's an all-around player. And today, apart that he was playing in the build-up, etc., he was being the poacher and he scored very good goals.
Absolutely. I mean, we said it. This was the type of match that Spain needed, and probably also the right adversary to upper their game. But they came in with a different mentality. It was more direct, as Carly said. It was intentional. I think that is really the right word that you use there. And Lamine Yamal being inspired, going for the 1v1s and actually making some stuff happen a few times. I think that was important for them as well. So this was a good warm-up for the next phase. I think Spain deserved this win by far, and no surprises actually.
They're still yet to concede, which is impressive. A lot will always be made of all of their attacking players, and rightly so, Carly. But how impressive have you been with them defensively?
I think they've been really solid. I think even, a couple of chances Austria had early on in the first half, the header, they've done well, and they're organized and they don't get countered that often. So, I was always an attacking player, but my defenders and being compact and being all on the same page is what wins you championships.
Definitely.
Okay, well, Spain are into the round of 16 with a 3-0 victory over Austria. It is the first time they've scored 2 or more goals in a World Cup knockout stage match since 1994. And the Spain supporters were absolutely loving it at the watch party. This is back in Madrid, a big win for the reigning European champions, and they're hoping their World Cup run is just getting... Well, what a win, and Fox are very excited to announce that last night's thrilling victory for the United States in San Francisco was the most watched football telecast in US English language television history. 24.4 million viewers, peaking at over 31 million viewers. When you hear those numbers, it makes you a bit nervous, doesn't it? Thinking how many people are watching this, Carly. You were there last night. How does it feel to be part of TV history yet again?
Oh, it was amazing. And I'm not surprised, honestly. I think it's awesome news for Fox and everybody that's been part of this coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. And after that unforgettable performance, the US are moving on to the round of 16, where they'll be taking on Belgium in Seattle on Monday. That game will be live on Fox. Back to the game that we've just seen then, Spain and Austria for a place in the round of 16, watched on by some Spanish legends in the stadium there, Carly, as well.
Yeah, some big-time legends. And, Spain were really good. I thought they got off to a good start. Great flank play. And Oyarzabal, I mean, just the way that he just stopped his run, it wasn't anything electric or anything. He just stopped his run, that quick little step, puts it in the back of the net, 1-0.
Yeah, clever movement from him. Then Alex Baena with a free kick. The goalkeeper touched it, and then he hits the crossbar. Then a rebound, and then Lamine Yamal was very close to score his second goal of this World Cup. We can see here the great hit from Alex Baena, and then Lamine with the opportunity, but the goalkeeper made a great save.
Yeah, Spain was pushing and continuing to knock on the door. A shot blocked, great defense, but this compact Spain had always another person right there, another player right there to get the cross in. And then Porro, of course, said thank you for this great cross. I'm going to make this one.
Made it easy.
the right back, Spanish right back, scoring a header inside the
Great team
The
goal.
box. Yes, great team. And then Cucurella, the favorite player of this game, right, Carly?
He was player of the game.
Yeah, with a great assist, his second, and then his second goal for Mikel Oyarzabal. He's left-footed, by the
After
way.
5 minutes, I showed Carly, I wrote down Oyarzabal because the guy is constantly a threat.
Yes.
It's like he's invisible, nobody really pays attention, but then he is always there, and what a killer he is.
So Spain are into the round of 16. They'll face the winner of Portugal against Croatia, which is the next fixture kicking off today here on Fox. We're looking forward to that one that's coming up next. You mentioned just there Oyarzabal and just how good he's been. Is he becoming the most crucial player for Spain at this World Cup?
Not the most, but I think he's a hidden strength of Spain because nobody talks about him, nobody really pays attention. But then every time there's something happening in the box, it's him right there creating chaos for the adversary. So I'm really impressed by his play, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's been crucial. He's been efficient, and like Clarence said, I think most of the opposition teams that Spain played maybe get worried about Pedri, Rodri, Lamine, Yamal when it's there, and then that amount of players. Of good talent that help you to be there, and as a striker, that's what you want. That other players focusing on other ones, you be 1v1, so make good movements, so you can create spaces and then score goals.
And he just gets the job done. I think clinical in front of goal. I mean, as a striker, it's why you're paid the big bucks. You got to finish chances, but he's just sliding under the radar.
He's saying thank you all the time. Thank you, Yamal. Thank you for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Cucurella. Yeah.
And good signs for this Spain team now that we've seen them in the knockout stage after everyone before the game was kind of saying, I want to see which Spain turns up in the knockout stage now.
No, absolutely. Spain had to come up with such a match. I mean, you cannot go further and not coming in a better shape and creating more chances and showing what they showed today. This is the Spain that we all know about, that will come in 4 chances, 5 chances and scoring a few goals. I do have to say they need to take care of those big first minutes in the matches because in the beginning Austria, was coming, but they don't have enough talent to really make it complicated for Spain. So I think this is something that we'll have to look at. But definitely this was a Spain that I expected as a step up during the next phases.
Yeah, definitely. And I think in the same way that Lamine Yamal's fitness has been improving with time, and then as well in this performance, that it was the time that I saw him most comfortable with running both sides. I think Spanish national team Spain, it's been improving like that in each game. We still say that we expect more out of them because we see national teams like France, like Argentina, being more efficient over there and more attractive to see. But now I think Spain is building a very good momentum in the correct time.
I agree, Javier. And I think, with Lamine Yamal, he's so skillful, loves to do little tricks here and there. But I think, again, he was much more intentional. Spain were much more intentional with their passing, going a bit more direct. They're building. Lamine is building as well, and it's kind of a scary thing. Now Spain is still building.
They're only just getting started, aren't they? Okay, guys, well, that's the first match.
Apart from the first maybe 10-15 minutes, where Austria, they managed to get a bit more of the ball and they created some problems in the space. But after that, I think Spain got total control, and with the goal in front, I think they got even more confidence.
Yeah, that goal was coming from Spain. They'd been so close on a number of occasions, and then it finally goes in through Oyarzabal. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I think it's a great goal. You see how quick they recovered the ball. And then the pass here from Rodri is forward towards Pedri, control, and then he sees the space. This is Marc Cucurella on the left, and great cut back to Oyarzabal. He's such a great finisher in the box, and we can see how effective he is.
Thomas?
It's that position where you have to be. Everybody's facing the goal, they're running towards the goal, and Oyarzabal, he knows exactly around the penalty spot that where you have to be, because often the ball goes back there. Great finish, and you could see coming, because the way the Spanish team was playing, they got better and better for the first 15 minutes. Yes, the Austrians, they sort of defended well, but after that, especially Lamine Yamal, every time he gets the ball, you can see some of the players getting nervous. Still, there's 2 or 3 players trying to mark him, but he gets past them, and it's a joy to watch.
As we said, Spain have had their chances. They could have been 2-0 up at that stage because they had a disallowed goal. Goalkeepers get so protected, Joe, don't they? It's ridiculous.
100% foul. Probably a sending off for Kvaratskhelia, if I'm being honest.
I'd give him a 7-game ban for this, wouldn't you?
Honestly, goodness me, Premier League goalkeepers are going to be throwing their food and drink at the TV when they're watching this. Because what's gone on in the Premier League this season, for this to be disallowed, Schlager, I watched his reaction. Kvaratskhelia, I don't think that's a foul. It's really not. It's really soft. It's just people challenging for the ball. Sometimes I can understand it if you get your hands knocked away or taken away from you. That's just an innocent challenge. And he gets bullied a little bit. Of course he does. It's a good finish from Cucurella. But honestly, you'll be when you see the referee with the whistle in his mouth, not facing the goal, you're absolutely delighted there. He's got away with one, no getting away from it.
So what Darren Cann, who is our refereeing expert, said at half-time is that at least there is consistency across this tournament, because Jonathan Tah's goal was disallowed for something similar, and actually it went to VAR and they chalked it off. So are we comfortable with this decision in the context of this tournament?
Cost Germany the World Cup this time.
Well, I just said it cost us the World Cup. The manager might leave very soon. I think this is even softer. We've seen it over and over again. Yes, I agree. At least they are consistent, but it's the extreme opposite. Now, all of us, we watch Premier League probably every week, and we think this is so different, exactly the opposite how keepers are being treated. For me, this is never a penalty. And as Joe rightly said, none of the keepers are protesting, and that's always the best sign. Nothing's happened or very little has happened. However, FIFA, they changed their approach, and any kind of contact is in the favour of the keeper.
Just be honest, though, guys. I do think it's a shame that this has happened, because I think they're two perfectly good goals, but something needed to be done, because it was getting ridiculous in the Premier League. It was almost,
in terms of the jostling in the area.
It was almost impossible for a goalkeeper, and I know I'm going to sit on here as a specialist keeper, but it was getting out of hand. But I think they could have handled it a whole lot better than chalking out two perfectly good goals in the World Cup that could turn out very important for Germany, and you never know how this is going to go.
Well, I'm going to say FIFA, shouldn't just look at the Premier League and say we want to go the other way, because they have to oversee all the leagues in the world, right? So their approach is so different. It almost looks like a response to what has happened in the Premier League. But I think that's not their job. It's the Premier League's job to change what has happened in the past season, and not FIFA at this tournament.
So if it's a job for PGMO rather than for IFAB in terms of working out where they want that guidance to be, are you happy if they find somewhere in the middle, Cesar, rather than what we've seen over the couple of games here and the disallowed goals here compared to what we're seeing week in, week out in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think there is a line in between where they can manage it a little bit better, because, as Joe said, in the Premier League, especially this season, has been a bit crazy. And, we know in England especially, you have more contacts in free kicks, corners. You are used to it, but it's true that now maybe the players that they are not looking at the ball, especially in the Germany game, that he was not looking at the ball, just the keeper, he got punished for that. But I think there is something in between where everybody can feel a bit happier.
Chance for you to praise a goalkeeper now, because Schlager was top.
Oh, come on. Schlager was top, I'll give you that. Some excellent saves, and he's kept his team in it, because Spain have been excellent. The brilliant Lamine Yamal in this first half, and when he has got through, which he got more as the game went on and on and on. But Schlager stands his ground. Very good save, this. I really do think, because he stands strong, he gets his wrist to it. But this, I absolutely adore the timing of this. It's not necessarily in the corner, but it's the timing when you've got so much of the goal to get the ball around. As we see it just drop here, just beautiful timing, great deflection on the ball, excellent save. Now, to the naked eye, you probably won't notice this, but he does get fingers onto that. But goalkeeping, you can't celebrate, you can't enjoy. Look at the movement, and this is my save. This is it, where you've got nothing to do, no right to save the ball. Great feet, great touch, all right, that's a technically good save. But when you've got a team, when you've got someone in goal who's willing to do what he does after this, the beautiful art of goalkeeping,
reading
this, Kelly.
the ball,
but this,
which, as you said,
Kelly, I'm going. That is my save. This is my save. Bang! Big and strong, brave, last line of defence. If Austria are going to get anything out of this game, that's how they're going to have to defend in the second half.
I mean, he's kept them in it. However, they do have to contain Lamine Yamal. And yes, Alex Baena has been doing really well, but Yamal's always the player that everybody's eyes are drawn to. I mean, Joe can't keep his eyes off him. He's loving watching this masterclass.
He's loving it, yeah. Here we see how he presses, and then he starts the counter-attack very well. We have seen at the beginning of the game maybe more in central positions, more than just standing on the right wing. So he has created some problems. And Austria, they try to manage his offensive qualities by Savitzer helping Lamine on the left side, but he's still managing to create a few chances. And as we can see here, he's even a bit on the left, and he's always trying to get in the ball and get into the box.
Come on, Joe, you can talk Yamal.
I just love him. I just love that he's so like as a fullback, Cesar.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's just going to keep bouncing up. We talked about how would you handle him. They've tried to be physical. They've tried to be aggressive. But you can see that when you make that decision to come and smash him, he just rolls it through your legs. It must be so disheartening. He's such a clever player. Yeah. And even when you do wallop him, he gets up and he keeps going and going. I adore it. If Gillihan says he's at 75%, and goodness me, I can't wait for 100.
Yeah.
That's as a fullback, you want to get tight on him.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get tight on him, he's just making the pass through the legs. So it's very difficult to defend this kind of situations. He goes on to the center of the pitch to get shots. So it's hard for a fullback to get tight to him.
Well, we're seeing that in the course of this game as well, and of course over many games with Lamine Yamal. The second half of